everyone, so before we jump into today's video, I just wanted to let you know that through these uncertain times, I am so grateful and thankful that you guys continue to support me and watch my channel. And with our little ones at home and out of school, I wanted to let you know that I do have a second channel that I started last year, which is geared toward art lessons just for kids. These videos are full of art lessons that I actually used to teach in my kindergarten class to my students. They are perfect for ages 4 and up and cover everything from lines and shapes to color mixing to drawing self-portraits, as well as story read-alouds that go along with the art lessons. So if you have some little kids at home and are looking for some sort of art curriculum to do with them, head on over to my channel, Books and Brushes for Kids, right now. The link is in the description below, and let me know what you guys think. So for now, let's jump into the video. Are you putting chapstick on your lips? Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be using gouache for the very first time, so let's see how it goes. So I actually already finished shooting the tutorial for this, and I forgot to tell you what the materials are that I was using today. For my paper, I was just using Canson watercolor paper. It's pretty cheap, but it's thick, so that was pretty good. I have my Princeton snap brushes, which are watercolor brushes, and they're in size 12, 6, and 2 that I had with me, and then just a regular paint palette, and then the gouache paints by Winsor and Newton, and those are my materials. Okay, so I am trying something completely new today. This is kind of intimidating, but I have never painted with gouache before. I literally just played with it for about 5 minutes before I turned on the camera, mixed up some of the colors that I had, and thought, you know what, let's videotape this and see how it goes. I was in bed last night and I purchased some off Amazon. These are not them. So I'm waiting for that to come in, but I remembered that a follower who gave me a bunch of her old Winsor Newton professional watercolors also included some tubes of gouache, and these are the tubes that I have. So I only have these colors. I have linden green, lemon yellow, Van Dyke brown, and black, ivory black. So I'm gonna try and create a painting with these 4 colors, and I immediately thought a lemon tree branch, and that's what we're gonna do today. So I don't really know how gouache works exactly. I know it's a kind of a mix between acrylic and watercolor. It's opaque, kind of like acrylic, but it can move like watercolor when you add water, I believe. I don't know. You know what? We're just gonna play and see. So just bear with me because this is my first time, but I'm kind of excited to try something new. So I think I want the background black. Now with watercolor, I would have to add it in around because you can't paint lighter over dark color. But with acrylic, I used to, when I used to paint with acrylic, do the background first, wait for it to fully dry, and then paint on the foreground. So I'm kind of curious as to what to do with this. I think I'm gonna test out quickly before I actually start painting how this would react if I started with black. So I don't want to totally mess it up, but I just kind of want to get a feeling of what would happen if I painted over black. And while I'm doing this, you know what, I'm just going to swatch out the colors that I have for you. So this linden green is really interesting. And I notice you have to add water to make it a bit creamier to get it the right consistency, I'm guessing, that you want. And this is a very yellowy green, and to make it a darker green, I was just messing around. You can add a bit of brown, or you can add black. That's pretty bright, eh? So that's the linden green, but I'm gonna mix a bit of black with it. Hold on. Yeah, so it's like a really thick consistency. It's really interesting. Yeah, so if you add enough black, you get a nice dark kind of sap green almost. So there's lots of colors you can make with these. I'll show you the yellow. Yellow is pretty standard. It's also quite neon. And then the Van Dyke brown, like so. Okay, and I guess you can change up the consistency and the opaqueness by the amount of paint you actually use. So I just want to see quickly if I were to paint over this black with yellow, yeah, it would mix a bit if it's still wet. So I'm gonna do the black background around the painting, or I'd have to wait for it to dry, I assume, but I don't know. Let's just try it. So I'm gonna start off by making a lemon. So I'm gonna take my lemon yellow, how appropriate, eh? And I'm just gonna paint a lemon shape here. 2 curves, and I'm gonna try and not make this like realistic looking. I'm just gonna try and have fun, make it really loose. Like that. I'll have a lemon there. I'll have a lemon here. I think I need to add a bit more water. I don't think you want it like thick, like acrylic, but you don't want it too water. I don't know. You guys can definitely tell me in the comments below if you guys are experts with gouache. Okay. So I'm leaving a little bit of white space just for some highlight. I wish I had white. I will get white with my next one. And I want to actually add a bit of shadow. So I would make it a bit more orange, but I don't have red. So I'm going to use brown because this brown seems pretty warm. And it can almost be kind of like it almost act like an orangey color. So I'm just going to put in some shadow, just very loosely. I'm trying to make it look not abstract, but textured. If that makes sense. It's such a different medium to work with. You can probably hear my son in the background. I'm gonna do some dots for that. Maybe I'll just try to, there we go. Add some texture to those lemons. Like that. A bit more. Using a bit of a dry brush to get some texture. I think that's too dark. Really just playing around with this for the first time to see how it reacts. I might even add a bit of my white, my Dr. Peach Martin's white ink if I really want some highlights later. Get a bit darker. So yeah, this brown is pretty warm, so mixing it with the yellow almost acts as an orangey or almost like a yellow ochre. Like that. Okay. I think that's good. All right, now I'm going to do a branch with this brown. And I have it coming behind there. Like that. Little twigs kind of coming off of it. Maybe a bit of black. That. Okay. Maybe I'll have another branch here. It's nice how it doesn't bleed too much into the other colors, which is where it differs from watercolor. So you can kind of all paint at once. You don't really have to wait for it to dry. I guess with some parts you have to wait for it to dry, but not too much. I don't know. I'm still learning. Okay, green. Now I'm going to do some green leaves. I'm going to do some darker ones first because with gouache, like acrylic, you can do the darker ones and then work, I guess, on top. Oops. Let's put it here. Hold on. I want to mix up some darker green, so I'm just going to take that. I don't think it looks as good with the brown mix, so I'm going to mix it with black. Now I don't even know if I'm using too much paint in my palette. I'm used to using about this much and having it last a long time, but I don't know. I don't actually know if I'm doing this right. Let's get a bit darker there. a nice dark green. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to start doing leaf shapes. I'm going to do some lighter ones over top of them after. Watering this down a bit. And see, it goes like right over the yellow, which is cool. So I like how opaque it is. I think I want it even darker, some darker leaves in there. Just switching up the shades. Maybe have one coming behind here. Okay. And now I think I'm gonna try, I don't know if that's enough. I think that's enough darker leaves. Try and move around that lemon. I don't want to cover the lemon much more. Okay, like that. All right, now I'm gonna do some lighter leaves on top with the light green. So I have this mixture here. Let's see how well it goes over. Okay, so it doesn't fully cover, but let's get a bit of a darker green going on. It's cool though. I think I really like this medium. Kind of wish I had a bit of pink and white so I could do those little buds on the lemon tree. And I'm gonna try and go behind this lemon. Like that. Okay, I think that's enough leaves. All right. And I might do some veins on them after, but I think now I'm gonna do the black around, and with that I have to be quite careful, I guess, not to get it over anything. I'm actually, hold on, show some more of the branch coming through. I have too much water on my brush, I think. All right. Okay, let's try and get some black going. Add some water. And I guess I'm just gonna start painting it around these leaves and the lemons and see what happens. Okay, so I'm done the black background, but looking at it, I feel like the lemons could use a bit more detail, and same with the leaves. So I think I'm going to add a bit more brown, a bit of warmth to these lemons. Like so, a bit of texture. Maybe just go around them and outline them a bit. I don't know if this is gonna look good. Just create some shadow where some of those leaves would be overlapping. Okay, so it doesn't blend out like watercolor. I'm learning that. Kind of. Let's see if I can and soften that a bit with water. Okay, a little bit. Because usually with watercolor, I'll do a shadow line, right? And so you get that harsh line. And then you wash off your brush and you blend out that line to get a softer line. So, I mean, it kind of works with this. It's not as seamless, but it's okay. It's not bad. Not mad at it. We'll see how it dries though. So maybe with gouache, you need more of those harsher lines. I'm gonna do some dots. Maybe I'll do some dots on that once it dries. Like this. And I'm just putting shadows kind of where those leaves would fall over top of the lemon, creating some of the shadow, if that makes sense. Just blend it out a bit. And adding the water kind of creates an interesting texture. So, not bad, not bad. Some more dots. I think I'm actually like really liking this medium. I think it's pretty cool, to be honest. You know, I saw some videos before about, well, I didn't really watch them, but just about gouache, and I just didn't really get it. And then I watched some last night and I was like, huh, you know what, maybe I'll give it a try. Looks kind of cool. Okay, so that I think looks a bit better. I feel like I could go deeper with the shadows, but whatever, I'm not going to. So I'm gonna start creating some veins on the leaves. You know what, I think I'm gonna grab my smaller brush. I have a size 2 here, and I'm gonna use that. And on the darker leaves, I'm gonna have darker veins. Did I say veins the first time? I said vines, didn't I? Like that. Maybe I'll just do some shadows too on them. I don't know, I'm just trying to create different textures, different lines. Just a bit of darkness. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Let's get it a bit darker. I don't know if I like those veins. It's all good. Maybe do some lighter ones. Just trying to break up some of these leaves. It's a very interesting medium though, I will say that. It's a nice change. Now that the black is drying too, I feel like I could go over it with some green to do some of the leaves. I'm not sure though, I don't know if I want to chance it. Let's give it a try. What if I just do like one green leaf? Or I'll just go over one. Okay, I don't think I used enough paint, but yeah, I think I did the background the proper way. I don't know. Okay, so now I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and then I will show you what it looks like when it's all done, and you can judge for yourself whether you think it turned out well or not so good. Okay, so there we go. It's all dry and finished. I think it looks pretty good, and I kind of like the style of this medium, so I might try and paint a bit more with it. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more paintings with gouache, or if you guys just want me to stick to watercolor. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram and Facebook for even more. Have a great day, guys.
Bye. Bye.